And they have refused to sign any ceasefire agreement
Hmm.
because Israel has to leave Gaza for them to sign, and Israel has no intention of leaving Gaza to reconstitute itself. But here's the sad thing: it's going to take decades to rebuild Gaza for the Palestinian people because it's two-thirds of that country have been thoroughly destroyed
Just
by
unbelievable.
Israel's weapons. I'm not knocking Israel. I'm just stating fact.
Right.
I'm just stating a fact. And all these people are living in UN tent cities because they don't have homes to go back to.
Wow.
And I have a feeling it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And so I just thought we should bring it up on the year anniversary because we're going to go back to much more nicer things to talk about, you know,
Yeah.
except the Melendez brothers. I don't know if that's so nice to talk about, or but you know what I mean. We're not going to. It's not in our consciousness every day.
Right. Yeah, it's
So I just
crazy.
thought I'd bring it up on the anniversary.
I just
Um,
feel sad for them because I mean, I can't imagine living in that type of uh, environment, not knowing whether or not a bomb's going to hit you or whatever it is, or not knowing who's going to go after you next, because there seems to be a lot of people uh, that don't like you. It's crazy.
well, Hezbollah and Hamas do this one thing. They put their headquarters underneath hospitals and they stick their weapons in people's garages and backyards. And um, they put supplies of weapons under mosques and schools. And so they hide
I didn't hit that. Okay. Darn it. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. Does anyone believe that these are man-made? And I still don't know what she was asking. I don't know why my sound keeps shutting off, because I know that's the second time I had to turn the sound back on, and I don't know why it shut off.
It's those gremlins, Mike.
Yeah, I think it's the Palestinians. That's who it is. Because you were talking about the Israelites. So, speaking of which, what else you got? You got anything else?
No, that's bad enough news for now. Let's get on something else.
All right. Well, then I won't talk about this because this is bad news too. So,
well, go ahead.
No. Okay. Do you know what the ghost guns are?
Yes, Supreme Court's going to rule
Yes.
on whether ghost guns are legal or not.
But not just ghost guns, but do you know what ghost guns they're talking about?
No.
Okay, here's the thing. Technology has a way of winning and losing. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. This is bad. The Supreme Court is hearing its first oral arguments on the 2024 to 2025 term today. The case Garland versus Vanderstock surrounds a 2022 regulation on so-called ghost guns. And do you know what a ghost gun is?
Yeah, it's a manufactured weapon that can pass am I correct or am I wrong?
Partially, yes. What it is they're untraceable guns.
Untraceable.
But the big question is, I have one of these 3D printers, and you can make a gun with a 3D printer. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's going to be one of the things that they're going to discuss is if I have a gun that I made off a 3D printer, it's not going to have a serial number. There's no way to trace it.
There's no way to trace it.
So at issue is whether the Biden administration overstepped its authority in amending the 1968 definition of firearm to include parts capable of being converted into a gun in under 30 minutes. The change by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives requires manufacturers to run background checks on buyers and mark products with serial numbers, among other obligations. Like when I bought when I bought my AR-15, I had to buy one part that I actually had to go and sign a paper, and it gave them a serial number when I bought that one piece of part. That one part that I couldn't get anywhere else, I had to buy it from a registered guns dealer that gave me the one piece I needed to finish that gun. But we're talking about it says here, the amended rule came after the administration, after what the administration says was a roughly tenfold increase in the number of ghost guns recovered at crime scenes since 2017, with law enforcement recovering ghost guns up to 15% of gun-related crimes. Supreme Court term will last through June, covering cases such as sex transition procedures, age verification for pornography, nuclear waste, and then of course the ghost guns. So it's talking about, here's what we need to know about the cases that we need to watch. But the big one is the ghost guns is the big one that everybody's talking about. Here's something that's interesting. 21-year-old YouTuber he crashed a custom McLaren 570S while using his phone and streaming. Oh,
Smart
man.
boy.
Yeah, talk about an expensive car to choose to do that with. The young driver had a bit of
I bet your daddy's not happy.
Yeah, I'll bet you somebody's not happy unless he's a successful YouTuber. And then I'm sure that the police aren't happy because he was streaming with his phone. Says here, a young driver had a bit of a nightmare on a wet road recently, spinning their car and crashing into a barrier while driving. That wouldn't normally make the news, but this time the driver was using their phone and streaming the whole thing online when they crashed the custom McLaren supercar into a highway barrier. Obviously, to be driving a six-figure supercar just days before your 21st birthday means it isn't a regular whippersnapper. Instead, it's a YouTuber and online personality Jack Doherty at the wheel of his custom McLaren 570S. Boy, I wish I would have had the money to buy one of those when I was. Oh, I can't buy one now. I wish I had the money to buy one of those. Mine was only $125,000 plus $9,000 for the software. But his, I think a McLaren's got to be 300,000-400,000. So
Easy.
Yeah, in a video posted online, Doherty was at the wheel of his McLaren with a friend filming in the passenger seat. The pair were heading down the rain-soaked highway when the nearly 21-year-old appeared to do something on his smartphone. Moments later, the car spins out of control, and the footage comes to an end. Actually, we might have the video. Let's see if I can.
Oh! No!
Well, guess what? You shouldn't
Holy
drive
shit.
that way.
Holy fucking
Oh
shit.
man, that car's bad.
Oh,
Look,
Michael.
look at all the parts sitting on the road.
Are you okay?
Oh,
Holy
he's
fuck.
hurt too. He probably didn't have a
Oh,
seatbelt
he
on.
gets hurt.
Oh my god, bro. My whole fucking car, bro. No fucking way. Oh my gosh. There's no fucking Michael here. Michael.
It's funny he would
Go on
say.
that one too.
It's funny he would say, "Oh my gosh."
Oh.
He's saying the F word. You know, come on. If you're gonna swear, just swear. Just don't just swear part time. Oh.
Well, they waste intelligence on the young sometimes.
Well, the youth is wasted on the young.
Well, my thinking is he's not real bright.
No, obviously oh man, he totaled that car. Oh.
And he keeps on saying my car, but I have a stinking suspicion Daddy paid for it.
No, I'm thinking if he's a YouTuber, he probably paid for it.
Really?
Some of those YouTubers make pretty good money. Depends if he's a successful YouTuber.
Well, that's true.
I mean that's custom painted and everything. Oh, and it's custom damage too. I don't have any sympathy for people like him. I mean, he was showing off with the car. It was raining, and he hit the gas, and that's a rear wheel car, and you're going to hit the gas with a rear wheel. I mean, my Tesla would have been fine in that because it's all wheel drive, and it's heavy enough that it would be able to,
stay on the road.
Yeah, but that car's meant to be light so it can move. Although I got to tell you, Tesla's beat that car in a race many times. So. Yeah, he messed it up big time.
That car is not meant to drive in the rain.
No, that's meant to do a straightaway. Maybe it'll do. I guess actually McLarens are good but they're not good for rain. Forget that. That messed it up, man. I would think that's probably a total thing there. I would imagine because I'm looking at that but it says he was. Forbes continued explaining that he doesn't need video evidence of you using your phone for law enforcement to figure out he was distracted driving while at play. Led to the crash. Plus, he had the phone. I mean, they were definitely showing off. But it paints a picture. Well,
They can get charged.
I can't really
Distracted driving.
Yeah.
There's harsh penalties for distracted driving.
U.S. penalties can range from $25 to $1,000 for cell phone use while driving. $1,000 is nothing to him if he has a McLaren. But he could lose his license, I would imagine, if
Could
he,
lose his license,
because it was definitely reckless.
and he probably isn't going to get insurance again for a long time.
No, probably not. I can't feel sorry for the guy. It's one of those things where sometimes you think you're better than everybody else, and you're kind of missing a car now. So that was another one that I thought was interesting because I found that today when I was working on making sure I had enough stuff for tonight. Okay, so that's done. I cleaned up my stuff. I got rid of all the leftover stuff from months ago that we aren't ever. It doesn't matter because it's beyond its usefulness.
Expiration date.
Yeah. There was a ghost ship. Do you know about the ghost ship?
No.
The wreck of the ghost ship of the Pacific, or the USS Stewart, DD-224, has been found off the California coast, ending an 82-year mystery. So this is kind of funny. Well, not funny. This is kind of weird. The wreck of the ghost ship of the Pacific, or the whatever it is, it's a 314-foot long vessel. It was found nearly 3,500 feet below the ocean's surface. The Clemson-class destroyer was the only U.S. Navy destroyer captured in the Japanese forces during World War II. After the U.S. scuttled and abandoned it near Java, Indonesia in 1942, Japanese forces salvaged it and used it to escort naval convoys. After the war, U.S. Navy recommissioned the ship and ultimately sank it during a target practice in 1946. The wreck, sitting upright and intact, was located using advanced robotic sonar technology and underwater drones. The torpedo-shaped drones were able to survey 50 square miles of ocean floor in one day. Only about 26% of the ocean floor has been mapped in high definition, with goals to map the entire ocean by 2030. So I guess this is what the ship was, and it was taken over by the Japanese. And there's the Japanese Asiatic fleet off the harbor of what is it, Hankow, China, in 1923. The USS Stewart is recognized as the larger ship in the middle of the distance of the photograph. So I'm guessing this one here is what they said it is. But it's just kind of interesting that they recovered it after all these years.
Yeah.
I would love to see what has been growing on it. If any crustaceans or whatever. It'd be kind of interesting to see. But that's where we are.
Do you know we have mapped more of Mars than we have our own oceans?
I believe that. Here's more Menendez stuff that I put on the wrong area. They are not monsters. We are not monsters. Okay, then, how would you like this? Okay, a friend of mine, when I went to Atlanta, a friend of mine came down on a plane, and she was stuck on the plane for 3 hours after they landed because somebody was parked in the place they were supposed to depart, or they were supposed to exit on. She would have been a little bit better with it if this had happened to her. Not really, but she was fit to be tied at that point. Pilot buys pizza for passengers after emergency landing leads to a 7-hour layover. Now there's a pilot that cares. It was Friday the 13th. Bad luck led to an act of kindness. United United Flight 2480 took off from San Francisco at 1 p.m. on Saturday, September 13th, and was scheduled for a 7 p.m. in Houston. Things took a mid-turn, took a turn mid-air. I noticed that there were no flight attendants. They all went in the back for whatever reason. That was before the captain said anything. I was like, oh, that's kind of odd. Stamos said that the captain eventually got on the loudspeaker and asked for help from any medical professionals who might have been on board. Sometime after the volunteers disappeared into the back of the plane, the captain got on the intercom to say that there would be an emergency landing in New Mexico. The plane had just diverted, she says. Really, you could tell we're going for a quick landing. According to stats in FlightWare, they diverted to Albuquerque International Airport, or Sunport, and landed at 4:15. Stamos said that an ambulance was there to meet the plane, and when it landed, and a passenger was rushed off before the rest of the passengers departed. The emergency landing resulted in a delay, which then pushed some of the UA 2480 crew members over the maximum shift hours allowed before the FAA. So legally, Stamos and the rest of the passengers had to wait for a new group of flight attendants before they could get to the final destination. There was a flight coming in from Chicago later that evening. The new flight crew was due to arrive in time for a 10:50 departure, according to the emails sent to United passengers and viewed by Tuesday.com. Each passenger was initially given a meal voucher at 7:15, according to the renewed text, which was hours after they started waiting. Then there was more bad luck. The captain goes, well, just to let you know, the airport is getting ready to close in about 15 minutes. In a heroic effort to feed the flyers, their pilot had a heartwarming idea for a dinner, a pizza party. So he had a pizza party for the passengers. Our pilot's absolutely amazing. He felt so bad about the situation that he ordered 30 pizzas at a local pizza shop and had it delivered at our gate, and then made sure all 150 passengers ate before he made himself a plate. So it's kind of, man, talk about having a bad day. Oh, man, that's rough. That's a lot. That's a
That
long
is
layover. I was mad when I was coming back from LA last time. We got in the plane and everything looked real good. Everything was on time. We were sitting in our plane, and then you started smelling fuel. And I'm thinking, oh, that's probably not good. So they made us all leave the plane, and they said, well, we're going to get you another plane. And the plane took us like an hour to get. And I had a layover. I mean, I was supposed to fly into Philadelphia, take a plane, a small plane, to get back to Harrisburg. The plane was supposed to land 15 minutes or 10 minutes before, or 10 minutes before my next flight was to go. I was going to miss my second flight. And I said, well, how long do I got to wait for the next flight? It was 8 hours I had to wait for the next flight from Philadelphia to Harrisburg.
8 hours.
8 hours. I said, well, can we look into can we remap this? Can we fly into somewhere else and fly out? Is there any way we can make this? I wasn't going to miss it by that much. I was only going to miss it by a couple minutes. And I knew I wasn't going to make it if they, or maybe I was supposed to land 5 minutes after the flight landed. I don't remember, but it was something like that. It made me so furious. I said, well, what else can we do? I mean, we got to have, I can't sit for 8 hours for something that would be 2 hours to drive. They had no solution for me. I said, well, can I rent a car? How about if you pay for my car rental? No, we can't do that. I'm like, come on, you got to give me something here. So I actually had Christine come down and meet me in Philly, but at the same time, I was complaining with the airport. I think they gave me $100 or $200 because I had to, get my money to. It made no sense for me to wait around for 8 hours if it only took me 2 hours to get home. So, but I had to fight for that. Those people, I hate it. The fact that that's the first time I ever had anything like that happen. Then,
So I'm surprised you had to fight that hard.
um,
That's what,
they
if that's normal.
I don't know, but I got my money.
I don't fly that much anymore, so I'm not really up on it.
Well, one of the problem was that it was a weekend, so, or no, it would have been, it was a Sunday, so the people I needed to talk to,
We're off.
yeah, so I went on the fact that I complained and kept complaining, and then I finally said, I just want to go home. I don't care. But then they did credit me, so I was happy about that. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. North Carolina man jumps into the floodwaters, into fast-moving water, to save a trapped woman. Talk about being a hero. Let's see if we can get this.
After jumping into a fast-moving river to save a woman who had been swept away by the raging floodwaters from Hurricane Helene, along with her home. Reporter Aaron Thomas from our affiliate in Raleigh has the story of this dramatic rescue caught on camera.
Bet you he didn't save the home, though.
As onlookers watched raging floodwaters sweep away a home, panic ensued for the woman still inside of it.
When it was happening, I was trying to make a calculated risk. How do we save her?
Eddie Hunnell lives in Holly Springs, but spent the past weekend in Grassy Creek, Ashe County for his son's wedding.
Are you there?
Aftermath from Helene turned planned festivities into fright and fear. But that didn't stop Hunnell from jumping into action. Literally.
Oh my God.
I grew up swimming on a swim team. I was a lifeguard. I'm in okay shape, and I just couldn't watch her die. I felt like I needed to do that.
A life vest and rope on hand, he got into the raging floodwaters from New River, retrieved Leslie Worth from the home, and brought her to safety. Leslie and her husband Phil posed with the hero after walking out of the river to everyone's relief, and were bonus guests at the wedding rehearsal dinner, having lost all their personal belongings. Hunnell didn't fully comprehend what happened until later that night.
It didn't really hit me until I laid down in bed that night and about had a panic attack. But I didn't see another option.
An option
That is heroism.
That's heroism.
And he did it with he didn't have any second thoughts. He just said, boom, I'm going to save her. Man.
It's that lifeguard mentality.
Yeah. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, if I felt I could do it safely, but I wouldn't want to put both of us in danger. But I don't think I could have done that. But that's what heroes are, man. There's you don't get paid. You don't get holidays for. You don't have a choice for that. But awesome guy. That's. And another stranger. This is pretty bizarre too. This guy here. Woman 79 fell while hiking, and a stranger carried her for hours on his back. Man, these people, what they're trying to make me look bad or something. But I don't understand why a woman 79 would be out hiking by herself.
By herself is the strange
Yeah, that's really strange, but just hard to believe.
Patty walks in the woods, and I have a problem with that. She carries mace with her, but I still have a problem with that.
It says, once a year, Ursula Bannister climbs to the High Rock Lookout, a viewpoint in Ashford, Washington, where she scattered her mother's ashes 23 years ago. She brings flowers on her annual visit. Bannister, 79, usually hikes with a family member or a friend along the 3.2-mile trail, which is relatively difficult trek. This year, on August 28th, Bannister went on her own, figuring she'd be fine because she's an experienced hiker. It's steep, so I considered a hard hike, but because I've done it so many times, I wasn't nervous about it. 3.2 miles at 79. That's that.
Usually,
I think,
usually as you get older, you get scareder of things.
yeah. Well, my mother died at 80, so I'm trying to envision my mother walking up a mountain.
Well, there are people that are running marathons at that age.
Yeah, but at least they
mean-
have other people around. You're not going to have a grizzly bear carry you back down.
Hiking alone is probably not the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, even if you know, there could be animals, there could be snakes, you know, like rattlesnakes or copperheads, you know, you just don't. But anyway, it says here, Bannister arrived at the trail around 11 a.m., made her way to the lookout. As she headed back down, she made a misstep and her foot got caught in a hole in the ground. She fell forward. By the time I sat up, my foot was pointing the wrong way. I knew right away I had broken my leg. I tried to get up with my hiking pole and it collapsed on me. Oh man, I can't even, that's a horrible thing no matter what age. But this one guy carried her on his shoulders for freaking 3 miles. Well, I don't know how far, but it was a while. And to think that, oh man, think about the pain she was in, not even to mention the fact that that guy carried her. Jeez. But another hero. There's heroes out
Another
there.
hero. And she's probably as tough as nails, too.
I would say she is if she doesn't mind doing that trail. Another person. Here's another person that's a hero. This is the hero show now. Okay. It's not the speed of my internet. Okay. Provo woman donates kidney to a stranger that they met while hiking in Utah County. Jeez. Hey, it could have been the same person. You never know.
You never know.
Because it is a woman there. A woman in Utah County gave a kidney to a total stranger she met while hiking. Chrissy Miller crossed paths with Schiller Joseph in September 2023 while both were hiking and the Y Mountain above Brigham Young University. During the conversation, Joseph told Miller he suffers from lupus and was on the donor list waiting for a kidney. That moment, the 49-year-old mother of 4 offered to give one of hers. Tests later revealed the two were a perfect match. The two connected off the trail. After the two connected off the trail, Miller gave the 45-year-old Joseph a gift of what he thought were rolls. Inside the box was a sign letting him know she would be his donor. So the two reunited Monday at Intermountain Health in Murray following a successful surgery. So another hero. Then we have another hero on top of that. All kinds of different heroes. And they don't wear
We're
capes.
having hero worship here tonight.
That's right. And none of these wear capes. So here's another hero. Trending moms are leaving gift cards in store diaper aisles for postpartum peer relief. This is an interesting thing, and I never really thought about this, but a rather unique story is sweeping America, social media. Moms leaving presents for other moms inside baby products. The story began when a Nashville mom went to Target and saw a strange yet translatable sight, a silver clutch purse placed on a shelf with baby supplies. A mother, she reasoned, had picked out the clutch, which retailed for $20, but gave up on her own desires in order to provide stuff for her baby. So in a long a long inhale and exhale followed with the caption, "She deserved it, the purse, to the mother who chose themselves last. You deserve the world tonight and always." The video went viral and was viewed by tons of millions of people. tens of millions of people, and it launched a spontaneous nationwide campaign to hide gift cards or cash inside boxes of diapers and other projects that were propelled all further after Gonzalez's video was seen by Cicely Bachman, I believe, a mom influencer. She went into Target and recorded a video of herself buying a $100 gift card and writing a note and walking to the store to stash it for a lucky, hardworking mom to find. Hey, you deserve that special you thing. You're amazing, the note said. And she put it between a bag of Huggies. Bachman called it the She Deserved the Purse Challenge, and Washington Post reports there are now over 150 videos on TikTok under the hashtag, all featuring either women leaving gifts for their postpartum peers or finding the gifts, usually a recording, tear-soaked thank you video for it. So there are women that are doing these really cool things for other women that can't afford to give this stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, let's see. Okay, so we're right at Halloween. Here are the most popular Halloween costumes. The year that you were born. What year were you born?
55.
All right, let's see what it was. All right, 55. First off, do you know what it would be?
No.
I don't either. Okay, 55. It would have been Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett. For me, it would have been Holy Golightly. What is that? Although Truman Capote originally wanted Marilyn Monroe to play, Holly. Holly Golightly is an adaptation of his novel Breakfast at Tiffany's. It was Audrey Hepburn who brought the character to life in 1961 between Holly's little black dress, pearl necklace, cat-eyed sunglasses. Geez, that's weird. See, now Rocky and Bullwinkle I could understand.
And that was 62.
Yeah. Elizabeth Taylor in 63. The Beatles.
The Beatles.
That I can understand that. Sonny and Cher, of course. They were the hottest thing when I was a kid. I didn't know that. Barbie in 66. Oh, Morticia Adams. She was a hot.
Oh, Morticia. She was a
hot.
hottie. She
Yeah.
was a hottie.
I think the only one left on that show is the father. And he lives in Maryland. Rosemary's Baby.
Scary film.
Yeah. Astronaut in 69. I remember in 69, our class brought out a TV that we could watch the landing. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Elvis. Oh, yeah, Elvis. I would have loved him. I would have been Elvis even today. Willy Wonka.
There you go.
That would have been cool, too. Don Corleone. At that, I didn't even know who he was back in 72. I was too much. I was playing with my G.I. Joes. I didn't care about things like that. The Brady Bunch. Marsha.
Did you hear about them, though?
Huh?
Go back there. Did you hear about those kids?
What do you? I don't know. It depends what you're going to say.
They've admitted that they all hooked up.
Well, Marsha and Greg had a fling going. Yeah.
Yeah, but the kids too.
I think some of the other ones were too. Yeah, I think I did read something about that.
Yeah.
It's funny. Well, I mean, technically, if they were a family, it wouldn't matter because they
were not blood.
So, Tricky Dick.
Tricky Dick.
I remember.
Oh, here we go.
Do you remember? I don't. Back in '79, I think it was. People were telling me about this movie that was outrageous, and it was a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm like, Okay. And I saw, we had in the video, I was video technician. The year before became video technician, Terry, who was the video technician I replaced, he had 3/4 inch tapes of the movie. And I don't know where he got them, because back then it wasn't readily available and you couldn't like tape it. So I don't know where he got it, but he had these tapes and I got to see the movie, not in a theater. And I was like, I don't know what to think of this, because it blew my mind, because it was like, what is this? And all these guys wearing girls before transgenders and all that stuff. I couldn't understand it. It was really weird to me. And then when Meatloaf showed up, I'm like, wait a minute, what's this all about? This is really confusing. This is blowing my mind. I didn't get it. But yeah. Then Charlie's Angels.
There you go.
Darth Vader.
Oh, there you go, Darth.
Feel the Force. Jason. Michael Myers. Rocky. John Travolta. I wanted to be him because he was cool, and I wanted to be cool. I never did achieve that status. I know you didn't know that.
I didn't know that, Michael.
Yeah.
There you go. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he was cool. E.T. Phone Home. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Madonna. Of course, Madonna. She was the hottest thing back then. Well, next to Michael Jackson. And next to Freddie.
Now look at her.
Yeah, yeah. Now she's mom and has her daughter that's,
Yeah. Freddy Krueger.
Raisins, California Raisins. Remember them?
Yep.
Alf.
Oh, yeah.
Beetlejuice. They came up with the second movie. It only took them It only took them like 40 years. Ghostbusters. Yes, I remember that. Wow, was that long? I thought that was longer than that. 89. Huh. Marty McFly.
McLaren. There's a McLaren.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was a DeLorean.
DeLorean, I'm sorry.
DeLorean, yeah. And there were people that bought, who was it that bought? Somebody bought the rights to do that car, and I don't think they ever did anything with it. I'm surprised that Elon didn't buy the rights to make that electric, because I heard there were rumors of somebody buying the DeLorean name, and they were going to make an electric DeLorean. So, and speaking of which, that guy that owned the DeLorean got in trouble for, was it drugs?
I don't know.
It was something weird about that. And he lost everything because of that legal issues. Terminator. I'll be back. Oh, geez, Barney. I remember Barney because back then I was dating Jamie, and her kids were young enough to watch that Barney thing, and I was like, I can't stand the sound of, I love you. Power Rangers. I remember them too because of her kids who were really into Power Rangers. Simpsons. Oh, the what was that? Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Then we got Spice Girls. I just saw a special on Spice Girls. It was one of those exposés on what happened to the Spice Girls and stuff, and it was really interesting that many of them didn't get along. Big surprise.
Cat fight.
Yes. Austin Powers, I remember that. That was cool. Oh, yes, the ghost face. Neo.
That's still around, that ghost face.
Yes, it is. It's still in, what was that movie, the series of movies where scary, it was, Scream. Scream was the name of it.
Scream, yeah.
Then there's Neo, that was,
Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix, and actually they put out a Matrix about 2 years ago. Britney Spears, wow, that's what she looks like then? Wow, she's 24 years older now. Jeez. Wasn't she a Disney star or something?
She was a Disney star.
Okay.
That's the Disney star.
Yeah. Harry Potter. which I never really understood.
I never got into Harry Potter.
Spider-Man, 2002. Jack Sparrow.
Now that's my hero.
Jack Sparrow? You like Jack
Oh
Sparrow?
yeah, I love it. Oh yeah.
I only watched, I think I watched one of their movies. I'll tell you a funny story. When when my mother was sick, it was in the early 2000s, probably obviously after that was released. She was at the the Harrisburg Hospital, which overlooked the river.
Right.
And Pam and I went to see her, and they had her on some weird medications. She was telling me about when that Jack Sparrow had pulled up in the ship outside the window. she was hoping he would stop in. I'll have what she's having.
I'll have what she's having. See, I don't know if I didn't like the movies all that much, but I liked his character.
Oh, okay. I only watched I know I watched at least one. I might have watched more than one.
He's a different dude.
Hi,
He's
Jen.
not right. He's not right.
No, he's not. He is out there. But I think that's why I like him, because he's not
Yeah.
your basic. Yes. He owned the one club in New York, or no, in LA, that was a really trendy club that everybody wanted to get into, and in fact found a lot of the rock bands that made it big played there. And I can't remember what it was called anymore, but he was known for that, because he did Jump Street. He had all that Jump Street money, and he bought that club. And he's a guitar player too. So actually, I'd love to meet him. But then SpongeBob. No, Darth. He's in here twice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, that's the. I just found it funny because I ran into that article and thought that would be cool to talk about. I'm not going to talk about that because that'll take too much time. Oh, okay, that might be good. National Toy Hall of Fame. Here are the finalists for the 2024 Hall of Fame. Apple. What is? Oh, this can't be. That can't be real. Hold on. These got to be passed. Right? No. Okay, these are finalists. A game called Apples to Apples was a commercial success.
I used to still play Apples to Apples.
What is that?
It's a kid's game.
What do you got to do?
Got to match. It's a matching game.
Oh, okay. I never heard of that.
If I got it right, now my wife should be here because she could tell you exactly what Apples to Apples is.
I guess that's going in the Hall of a candidate to be in the Hall of Fame. No, it says this year's Hall of Fame. I guess these are the Hall of Fame. Balloons, from a single balloon to a string of glittering foil balloon. Choose Your Own Adventure game books. Hess Toy Trucks. Now, I got Hess Toy Trucks.
I remember those.
When I was a kid, I had one in the 90s when I was trying to get out of debt. I had one of the Hess trucks that was the RV. A guy came over to my house to offer me money for trucks, and the only one he wanted was that one, because I had an original truck in the box, never taken out of the box, with the mirrors on the RV that weren't broke. He gave me $600 for it.
Wow.
That's for a truck I paid $10 for. And he helped me because I was in a serious issue. He either paid me $400 or $600. I don't remember what it was. Maybe $500. But it was a long time ago. My Little Pony, Phase 10, Pokemon. Well, I figured that one would go in. Remote controlled vehicles. I had, when I was in 86, 96-ish, when I worked for Speed Queen, worked for Pack Industries, which we worked on Speed Queen stuff. All the technicians had these remote controlled trucks, and we set them up in the warehouse at these little areas that we had to go through to get our trucks to get through I forget what all the things was that we did it, but they had real trucks, and the only one I could afford, which was really expensive back then, was the Radio Shack truck. They had a Radio Shack monster truck. I still have it over there somewhere. It's hard to believe I still have that, but I do. But it was funny because the batteries lasted like next to no time. It was fun though. Sequence. I don't know what that is. Oh, here's one. Stick Horse.
Stick Horse.
Yes. A trampoline is going in. Transformers.
There you go.
So that's what the toys are for that. Oh man, that was crazy stuff. So, well, we're at the end.
At the end.
Yes. This is the end. My total friend.
Did you hear that Musk has made a strategic error?
What do you mean?
People are leaving Twitter in droves.
I've left Twitter, and I was a firm believer that Twitter was good, but because he took wouldn't let us have the show on there, I have no reason to be there.
Right.
So.
Well, he was at Trump's Butler.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that.
Rally, and people are leaving him because he's a Trumpite now. He's a MAGA. And so people are leaving X. They won't even call it X. No one will call it X. They call it Twitter.
I still forget that it's X because I've known it forever for Twitter. But
So is most of the world.
It's funny. I'm looking at some of the things that Tesla stuff that they're talking about. Besides the van, they're talking about the new Cybertruck. The new 2025 Cybertruck is supposed to get 500 miles on a charge. Now, they were talking back when the Cybertruck was initially launched, or before it was launched, they were talking it was going to get 600 miles to the charge, but it came out with 300 miles to the charge. So now they're putting the new batteries in it, and they're going to get it. It's going to be cheaper. They're actually talking. The first people that got it spend a lot of money for their trucks. They're talking about the new series of trucks that are coming out. They're going to go as low as 60,000 and up to I don't know what. They're talking about I don't know what the price points are going to be, but I think they'll go up at least to 120,000. Because I was looking at the Cybertruck as a possibility for my next vehicle, but if they do a van, I think I would probably do the van. But my next one I want to buy. I've held out buying them because I don't like buying technology because, there's
Changes.
there's not a lot of stuff that they can add to it that'll make me more interested in something. Mileage or the length of the journey can be one of the biggest things that I want. Self-driving I'd like because I like self-driving, although it didn't help me with the tire. The tire still ended up being there in the middle of the road. But I definitely would like to, if they come up with a van, I'll probably get the van. That's probably my first choice. Second choice, maybe the Cybertruck if the price and stuff is good. And the third choice, actually I thought about, so I could buy that Model S that I told you about for 40 grand. That's with 40 or 50,000 on it and full self-driving because it's a used one. But I thought about it. I can buy a brand new Model Y with full self-driving and about 400 miles to the charge. And it would be roughly 60 grand, which is half the price of my car.
Wow.
The thing is, I mean, it's not as big as my car, but we're talking about the big thing that I want is mileage. That's my biggest thing. I won't get the cool doors, but, you know, I don't know how much that's worth to me. But it's something to think about rather than buying a used one, a 2020, at a little less money. I could have a brand new one, but it's not going to be as fast or as nice of a car. I'm not worried about the speed because all the Teslas are fast. They're still faster than gas cars. So as far as that goes, I'm not worried about that. But I want full self-driving, and I want miles. I really need miles. And if I buy a Y, like I said, I can get it for roughly 50 to 60,000, or I can buy a Model 3 and get it for roughly 40 to 50. So I don't know. I like my luxury 2020, or I like my X. I like my X a lot, but I just don't think it's worth. If I'm going to be, I want it. One of the things is when you lease, you have to worry about how much you drive.
That's right.
And if I'm going to be driving a lot, I want to own something, whether it be the S. The S is nice because it's big and it's comfortable, but I at this point I'm at a point where the technology, they're not going to add too much to the technology other than miles that I care about. And so if I can get 400 miles out of a Y, I might just do that. I might just buy, I might just slum it. Slum it. It's at 50 or 60,000. Yeah, at 50 or 60,000, slum it.
Yeah. Funny, Mike. Funny.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing, but I got a year to worry about that because my lease is up next year. And if they let me buy my car, I'd just keep my car. I like my car, but they're not letting me buy the lease out, which I can't understand. I can't understand why you wouldn't let someone buy the lease out. Other than I know why they don't do it, because they make more money by taking the car back. Because if the car is worth, say, 80,000 on the lease, they can get 90 or 100,000 by reselling it. So they don't want to sell you the lease because they know that they can make more money if they keep it. So I don't know. Frustrates me because I love that car. Anyway, all right.
All right.
That's it. That was good. Oh, that's one I wanted to do too. We'll do it next week. We never get through everything.
No, we don't.
I have all this stuff. I guess I can get rid of the Menendez stuff though, because that stuff I had on that article, I forgot that I put it under celebrities, but then I put that article under just general news, and so that's why I forgot about it. So anyway, all right. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Just have a good night, Mike.
That's a good idea. All right. Well, let's see if I can. Oh, I don't know if I put the. I didn't put the exit on. Or did I? Let's see if I put the exit stuff on this. I don't think I did. Where is it? Uh-oh, where's it at? Did I close it? I closed it, maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see if I did the exit. Did I do the exit? I think I'm going to start using this thing because it definitely didn't play the commercials when we did it that way. There's the intro. I guess I didn't put the exit music on there. I have to do that so that we have it for next time. But, all right. All right, well, thank you for coming on, and
Yep. Thank you.
talk to you next week.
Yep.